The end of the world arrived on a Tuesday at 11:15 a.m. Stanislav Petrov was on duty, a quiet man in a concrete bunker. Outside, the Cold War was a frozen, jagged mountain. Inside, the machines were about to wake up. A piercing siren shattered the silence. The screen glowed red. Launch detected. One missile. Then, a second. The computer had only one diagnosis: nuclear annihilation. 5 missiles were headed for Moscow. Stanislav had seconds to prove the computer was a liar. To report the truth meant potentially starting the war. The protocol was clear: report the launch to the high command. But a report meant an immediate Soviet counterstrike. 2 hemispheres, locked in a dance of mutual destruction. If he called it a real attack, the world would burn. The operators around him looked up, waiting for his word. Every alarm in the bunker was screaming at full volume. The computer insisted the data was 99% accurate. But Stanislav felt a cold knot of doubt in his stomach. 5 missiles. Why would the Americans start a war with 5? If you strike first, you strike with everything you have. The logic didn't fit. The numbers felt wrong. He was a trained engineer, not just a soldier. He knew machines could see patterns where none existed. A machine has no intuition. It only has rules. He looked at the flashing screen one more time. The countdown to impact was shrinking by the second. His hand finally moved to the heavy black phone. His pulse raced, but his voice stayed perfectly flat. He dialed headquarters. The line hummed with static. He told the duty officer, "It is a false alarm." A bold statement made with absolutely zero proof. If he was wrong, the first explosions would happen in minutes. He hung up the phone. The room went dead silent. Now, there was nothing left to do but wait. The screen kept blinking its terrifying warning. Every minute felt like an entire century passing by. He thought of his family sleeping in their beds. He thought of millions of people who had no idea. They were living their lives on the edge of an abyss. 10 minutes passed. The radar screens remained unchanged. No blinding flashes appeared on the horizon. The air remained cold. The ground did not shake. The system had made a catastrophic error. The satellite had mistaken sunlight for a missile launch. A rare alignment of clouds, high atmosphere, and orbits. A glitch, a simple flickering switch in the dark. The system was perfect, except it lacked human common sense. Stanislav Petrov had just prevented World War III. But there were no medals waiting for him. He had ignored the warning. He had broken the rules. The high command could not reward a man who disobeyed. He was questioned for hours, analyzed like a broken machine. They blamed him for not filling out the logbook properly. They chose to bury the story deep in the archives. Petrov was quietly reassigned to a lower post. Years later, he retired to a tiny, cold apartment. A man who saved billions, living on a tiny pension. The world forgot about him entirely for decades. Until the secret files were finally opened in the 90s. Journalists knocked on his door. He was surprised. They called him a legendary hero of humanity. But Stanislav just shook his head and smiled softly. "I was just the right person at the right time," he said. He didn't want glory. He just wanted to do his duty. His story reminds us of something we often forget. We live in a world obsessed with instant reactions. When an alarm goes off, our instinct is to hit back. We trust the flashing lights of our own internal systems. Our anger, our fear, our immediate conclusions. We assume the warning is always the absolute truth. But sometimes, the alarm is just a distortion of light. A misunderstanding between the sky and the machine. Petrov's greatest weapon wasn't a missile or a shield. It was his ability to sit still in the middle of chaos, to take a breath while the world was ending around him. He chose to doubt when certainty was the easiest path. He saved us all by doing absolutely nothing for 10 minutes. 10 minutes of pure, courageous stillness. A silence that echoed across history forever. So ask yourself, when everything in your life screams act, do you have the courage to wait? Write it in the comments. Because the next missile might just be a glitch in the dark.